Hi, this is Sanne Otilia Philipson, and this video is about why. Why do we do it? Why do we constantly do what we do? Have you had an easy or rough childhood? And maybe you haven't had a rough childhood sorry, I'm Danish. Haven't you had a rough childhood as I have? You might have experienced that your parents demanded a lot from you. That's rough as well. When we are children, we are supposed to be outgoing, curious, seeking life, asking lots of questions. And all our parents' demands, they prevent us from being a child which is curious, outgoing, playful, asking questions. But why do we do it? Why are we constantly so hard on ourselves? Self or selves? Why are we so hard on ourselves? Why do we constantly put ourselves down? Why do we have all these demands for ourselves? Why do we constantly put ourselves down? Did I say that? Well, I'm English and I have to translate it constantly in my mind. My childhood was rough, very, with emotional abandonment, with violence, with what's that word? Assault, sexual assault. I had a very mentally ill dad. When I was in my mom's stomach, even then my dad was abusive to my mom. Constantly our dad was watching us. If we thought the answer would be A and it was B, he would he would slap us. But he was even more bad to my siblings. So in a way, I taught to be like my dad, to survive his hand and his anger. But today, and during my past 37 years, I'm 37 today, not today, but I am 37 in general. I'm going to take this one a bit down. Did I make a difference? Maybe. But yeah, I'm going to tell a little bit more about that. So if my dad was constantly watching my siblings do this and do that, I would become just like him in order to avoid his hand being tossed through the air. But isn't it stupid? Isn't it strange? And isn't it horrible that what our parents did to us, we constantly do, is it called to ourselves every day? Even though I'm 37 and has been sitting in a wheelchair for a couple of years ago in 2005, which was not my first accident, but in general I have had barely my right arm ripped off. I crushed it. I had a bone taken out. This one has been broken 3 different places, and that's why this one is big, because the bone is coming into my wrist. No, that has been self-inflicted. My tattoo. And I did it voluntarily. Even though I've had what didn't go left of my spine from the tailbone and up, what didn't go left went to the right, all the way up. I've broken my tailbone, my pelvis, my left knee has almost been ripped apart, my right as well, and my ankle was this big when I this big when I was in the wheelchair. But all these injuries I were inflicted, is that the word? I hope so, has really, really, really traumatized my body. It has been going through so much. And isn't it interesting that even though I had such a rough childhood, and even though that I have been have had an abusive childhood, that I am constantly abusive to myself. First I was it with the bulimia, which is gone today. I was bulimic for a couple of years, not bad bulimic, but I were bulimic. And when I realized that the meridian that is going up here, that whenever I threw up, the meridian would close. And I found out that whenever I vomited, my chakras would close as well. I stopped. At that point, I stopped being bulimic. Today I know that if I have to feel good about myself and not have pains, I need to take care of myself. I need to listen to my body. But sometimes I can't I tilt a little, I'm not standing up straight. I'm kind of like, I'm out busy, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to go there, and I'm being, a power woman who thinks she can do everything. When I'm out here and not taking care of myself, that is when I lose energy. When I'm here, I save energy and I build up energy. But the minute instead of standing like this, so when we do this, we are using energy. Can you see the difference? Now I need to correct my pelvis. Now I'm standing up straight, even though I'm sitting. There. Now I'm here, and you can even hear it on my voice. There is a complete line from my root chakra up to my crown chakra, even though I could only have one chakra today, like the little crystal children. We only have one heart chakra. And listen to my voice. Now I'm leaning a little bit forward, and my voice is changing because I'm not grounded. So we build up energy when we stand up straight, and we end up becoming drained from energy when we're not standing completely like that. So do you know it? Do you know? And is that a way to say it? How do you say that in English? So are you do you do it as well? That's the word. I'm sorry. Do you do it as well? Self-inflict yourself every day with demands, or obsessive eating, obsessive thoughts, obsessive training and exercise. January was a month where many of us let go of old fear, the fear that we have been carrying subconsciously in 2013. And when something within me is very afraid, again at a very, very deep level in my stomach, I'm kind of like, what can I do and I do not do this aware at a conscious level. Sometimes I do, because I like the heart training as well. I used to be a national boxer. I have the green belt in Taekwondo, I have the blue belt in Karate, I've been playing football for 20 years. I've been writing and dancing and doing lots of things, because that was my way of feeling my body. And I am so very highly sensitive. And today I actually am a specialist, an expert in dealing with highly sensitivity. Because I don't see being highly sensitive as a punishment. No, it's a gift that we can take and transform from a big weakness into a huge strength by accepting. When we accept who we are, both the good ways and the bad ways, and the good and bad sides within us, something changes. We are becoming more aware. We're kind of like becoming reborn again. Even though I'm a specialist in dealing with being very sensitive. I'm also an expert in self-sabotage removal, because I used to be an expert in self-sabotage. And sometimes I still do sabotage myself, but I pick up on it very quickly. But I still do it, because I'm just a human. If I were perfect, I weren't supposed to be here on Mother Earth. And you know what? You are not supposed to be perfect. You're not supposed to be just light and positivity. We are both good and bad, and light and dark, happiness or well, this video is again about the what, and I haven't answered it yet, so I will. So I'm going to ask you the questions again. Why do you think you and I constantly bash ourselves and smash ourselves head and body and shoulders with all these demands? Why do you think we constantly are so rough on ourselves with too much eating, perhaps, too much training, too much demeaning ourselves? Is that the word? I hope it is. Putting ourselves down. Again, putting ourselves down and demands are two different things, but the answer to all these why is because of fear. When I was a child, I was so afraid of my dad's fist that because of being afraid of it, I turned into him. When I felt, and sometimes I do it a little bit again, but when I feel afraid of something that is going to happen, like now here in February, where everything is changing, we're going from an old mountain up to a new mountain with 2014. We have not yet taken all our energies and strengths back to this presence from 2013. So we're still a bit cleansing out 2013. In January it was physical cleansing, and in February it is mental cleansing. So when we get to March, we will feel much more free and alive and vivid. Oh, I can see that the light isn't that well, and I apologize because it's around 1600 here in Denmark. And why do I say 1600? Because I used to be in the army. I've been 10 years in the army as a lance corporal. You see, again, a self-inflicting theme. But did you hear me when I said I'm sweating because I'm healing through the screen here? So just if you want to receive more healing from me while sitting here, then lift your chin, let go of your tongue and your teeth, push your tailbone a little bit forward so you straighten your back. Put this hand exactly 3 centimeters under your belly in the middle, so your belly is here. Oh, your belly is there, and your hand go 3 centimeters underneath, and then put your left hand exactly in the middle. Not like this, not like that, but exactly in the middle, and sit like that until you feel warmth underneath both your hands. But again, the answer to all these why is fear. We are hard on ourselves because we feel afraid. We constantly bash ourselves with this huge bat. Baseball bat, not a bat that is flying, baseball bat. Because we're afraid what to happen if we don't demeanor ourselves. I really hope that's the word, and I need some water. 1 second. Yeah. Tattoo. It's not dirty. So I'm gonna teach you a little bit. What do you think will happen if you stop demeanoring yourself? What do you think will happen when you stop self-inflicting yourself I hope I say it in the right way, and I do hope you get it, but what will happen if you stop hurting yourself with demands, with overeating, with eating too little, eating the wrong stuff? I'm sorry, that's because of the water. What do you think will happen if you stop putting yourself down, if you stop letting go of all the demands and self-inflicting by training too much or training too little? What do you think will happen? Do you think you will die? Do you think other people won't like you? Do you think you will fail? Stopping doing these things, was it 7 or 8 things? When you stop doing this, you are the first step to becoming a whole individual, a whole person. We do what we do in order to seek accept. But when we seek accept out here, then other people are in power. They have the power. Today, here, now, when I'm 37 years old, and it has been like this for a while, I have been my own best friend. I do not care about other people's opinion. I do things because it feels right doing them. All my products and my groups and channeling and all what I do it from a place within me. I do not give anyone the power. I can ask my friends, how do I look? But the most important thing is how I feel about myself. So I'm gonna ask you again. What will happen if you stop putting yourself down? If you stop hitting yourself with all these demands? What will happen if you stop self-inflicting yourself with overeating, eating the wrong stuff, training too much, training too little, giving the power to other people? But you know where I want to go. What happens if you don't do it? At that moment when you ask that question and you take a step backwards, you will feel some kind of releasement. And I get it. It's kind of like when I was boxing on the national team in 1997. Was it then? No, I believe this was a bit later. I was out there boxing, just sparring at a normal exercise day, and I realized I have temper, I have anger, and I have a lot of temper, and I have a lot of fire, and I have a lot of anger, but it is not who I am. It is something that I can use as a tool to go wherever I want to go. At that time, my anger fell asleep, just like a bear going into the bear cage, going asleep for the winter. And it haven't had any power over my life since then. So because I accepted, it went away. When you and I accept that we are not perfect and we're not supposed to become perfect, we set ourselves free. When we stop putting ourselves down and hitting ourselves with all these demands, we set ourselves free so we can be a person. When we accept that we are sensitive, vulnerable, and all these weak sides, I don't mean weak, but that we aren't supposed to be strong. Again, we set ourselves free. Each one of us that is what I believe. Each one of us has reincarnated voluntarily. No one is on Mother Earth without choosing it by themselves. Mother Earth is the hardest place to incarnate because we have this physical body, and we don't just what's that word? We don't only feel the pain up here. We feel it in our hearts and in our body as well. Yeah, and I'm gonna say this because I forgot to say it. When you think about all my injuries, the bad knees, the bad pelvis, all my spines, that are so vulnerable today, and my hands and everything. Isn't it interesting that I sometimes still self-inflict myself, hit myself, and I lack of words because I'm Danish. I think it's self-inflict myself, and I'm being a bit abusive to myself with rough training when it's not what my body needs. My body loves yoga and swimming and dancing, but again, I also have all these injuries, so I need to have a strong body as well, and my knees look like this as well. So I also need what is exercising that is like this, and exercising that is widening and collecting. I don't know the words. It's called udvidende og sammentrækkende in Danish. So now I'm going to ask you a new question. When are you going to stop? When are you going to stop self-inflicting yourself, being bad to yourself? When are you going to stop eating bad, shitty food? When are you going to stop being so hard on yourself? When are you going to start doing what excites you? When are you going to do what makes you happy? When are you going to do what makes you feel good and happy? When are you going to say goodbye to other people's opinion and stop seeking their approval? You who are sitting here are a perfect idea in the divine mind and light. You and I are here on Mother Earth to develop as a human being, which means making mistakes and learning from them and moving forward. We're not supposed to be here and going in circles and in circles and in circles by eating unhealthy, by not exercising, by putting ourselves down, by having all these huge demands that we bash ourselves with every day. We are here to set ourselves free, follow our dreams and passions. We are here to, for the first time ever, everything is possible. We females can become a police officer. I've been accepted to the police office academy once, many years ago. We women, we can become police officers, politicians, prime ministers. We can become queens. We can wear pants or skirts. We can smoke a pipe or cigarettes. Everything is possible. And you guys, you men, you can become nurses and therapists and shrinks, and you can wear a skirt as well, and you can marry the same sex. Everything is possible for the first time ever. This is the incarnation where you can be whoever you feel like in here. This is the first life when there is no witch hunt, there is no witch burning, there is no killing of men or women who does something different or look different. Do you know where witch hunting is going on? In here and in you too. The only one that is chasing and hunting you and me, that is us, that is ourselves. So why do we do it? We do it when we feel afraid. Afraid of being who we are, afraid of not fitting in, afraid of doing good, afraid of what's going to happen because we're afraid of living, afraid of dying. I'm going to give you a little present that will change your relationship to you. Whenever I feel something, this is what I do. I'm going to look over here because I'm going to do it. I do this, and I even say it out loud or just within my head, and I say, I feel the fear, and it's okay. I accept the fear within me, and I do this, and the fear relaxes, it calms. But whenever I ignore the fear is building up within me. So this is the gift I'm going to give you today. by accepting. I feel vulnerable. I feel insecurity. I feel sad, or I feel insecure, or I'm being afraid of something. Whenever you do that and just stop, nothing else, just doing this, it will relax within you. It will calm down, like the huge bear going into its cage, becoming soft and gentle, and just go to sleep. I'm Sanne Otilia Philipson. I help you find your life purpose, and at the same time I'll help you get permanently free of all your inner self-sabotage, so that you are free to fulfill your life purpose, free to fulfill your life, what's that word? Free to fulfill your fullest and highest potential by allowing me to set you free as a spiritual human being. And I love it. Look at my eyes, you can see it. I love having clients. I love what I do. And at each session that I have with these gorgeous, amazing people, most oftenly, my clients are very sensitive persons, but they don't know that they are this. They're not aware of it. And it is a huge and great honor to help these people and see them before and after the session, see and feel the difference. I love it. It's the most amazing gift that I have been given, to help people and set them free. I love it. I was going to say something. At each session, I remove about 3 to 6, not only 5 that I've said earlier on. I can remove up to 6 self-sabotage patterns for good in you through Skype. But my clientele is people who are doing their life purpose or want to do it and needs to get free of all their inner self-sabotage that prevents them from following their dreams and passions. I'm going to stop now. 27 minutes. Thank you so much for listening. My webpage is called intuitivementor.DK or lifepurpose.dk. Have a look at golden opportunities. I just bought that one too. And if you speak Danish, I have this page called SannePhilipson.dk, which is personal development and online products. Thank you so much for listening. And remember one thing, be your own best friend. Be gentle to yourself. Accept yourself as who you are, and give yourself a big clap on your shoulder and tell yourself in the mirror every day that you're doing very, very well. Namaste.